Hello, for today's persuasive speech, I'm going to discuss makeovers and how it boosts your self-esteem. There was a young lady in church that she always sat in the back. She had a full oversized coat on. She always had her head hung down. And I approached the young lady just to get to know her and to see why she had her head hung down. And I asked her if I could make her over. I made over her hair, I gave her makeup, and we transformed this woman to the point to where she is upkeeping her look as of today. And recently I discovered that this young lady did not know how to read, she didn't know how to write, so she just trapped herself into this coat. But once we brought out her outer beauty, she got more compliments, and then as she got more compliments, she got more confidence. We discovered that she went and she got her GED, she graduated, and she finally enrolled in college. So just a little bit of makeup and hair transformed this woman's whole life. A lot of people think that beauty is only skin deep, but we as human beings do look at the outer man, and we place judgment to see if we even want to get to know the inner part of man. Yes, God looks on the heart, and man judges outwardly, but we're not God. Most of us will look on the outside to see if this person is worthy enough sometimes for even our attention. But in church, I was led to this woman, and her whole life was transformed because of it. And as you can see on shows, there's extreme makeovers, and then there's what not to wear, what to wear. This whole society is now built on an image. And that's the first thing you see when you see someone, is an image. So first, I want to explain how image matters. Sometimes people, you can tell what their best era was by their hairstyle or their clothes. Some people are stuck in the 80s, some people are stuck in the 70s, some people still got bouffant hairdo, and you can see what their best year was by their appearance. And they never came out of that era because they didn't know any better or they thought they looked good. I read that a lot of news anchors and news personalities in the book Personal Development in Your Life and in Your Work explains how sometimes that you have to change with the times. Just as you upgrade your skills in your profession, you should update your look as well. A lot of news personalities are opting for plastic surgery actually because of HDTV. It is changing the whole look of their face, so their flaws are coming out more. Now, if you have studied your whole life to become a news anchor and all of a sudden HDTV came in and you're out of a job, then where does your profession lead you to? It might lead you to a plastic surgeon though, to help some of the flaws. It might lead you to HD high definition makeup to cover some of the flaws. It's not that you are not an attractive person, but because of the technology that's changed, sometimes you have to change with it. In job interviews, a person is judged on their outer appearance. When I say fresh look, fresh work, that means that sometimes people come in with a sloppy look. Their shirt might not be tucked in, their tie might not be on or whatever, and their whole image sometimes can lead off that your work might be sloppy as well. So a lot of people do judge your outer appearances. So if I look at a person and they come in sloppy and outdated, I'm going to judge their work by that at times too, because you should care about how you look and how you represent your company or your corporation. Image is everything, and in the Encyclopedia of Women's Health, a lot of women's bodies have gotten disfigured or out of the norm because of gravity of having a baby. No longer do you have to have a flabby stomach after having babies or other things going on with your body. Plastic surgeons can take care of that now. There are breast augmentations. There are tummy tucks. You don't have to opt for that route. You have different aesthetics that, like girdles and stuff, that can take care of that too, to make you seem more fitting in your clothes. So it can be done without invasive surgeries. A lot of people like to fix notable flaws because of their self-esteem. Maybe growing up they had big ears. Maybe they had a big round nose. Maybe they had a scar on their face that people tease them about. And on Monster.com, on Seeking Self-Esteem Through Surgery, a lot of people's self-esteem was raised when they were able to pin their ears back because all their life they had been teased. Maybe they were able to get that scar off their face that they had from maybe a football game or whatever that they lived with for a long time, but now technology is so great that surgery can take care of that. On Monster.com career, it shows how people are more and more now getting aged out of their job. They've been there so long, or they've looked aged. So a lot of people can improve themselves with their makeup and with their hair and with higher learning, so they can compete with these younger groups that are coming in, because nothing beats wisdom. And unfortunately, a lot of people are not looking at wisdom. Some people are looking at the outer man. So there are many subtle ways that you can change yourself. You can get braces. You can get makeup. You can start exercising. There are Botox. There are fillers you can put in your face so you can make it appear younger. You can update your fashion. You can get a haircut. You can get extensions in your hair. You can color your hair. And there's a lot of things you can do that don't have to deal with plastic surgeon. But there are definitely some things that you can enhance with plastic surgery as well. That is an extreme measure that one can take. You don't have to. But if you don't have it, nowadays you can buy it. So, in conclusion of my speech, first of all, I always say, love yourself. Don't change your image or yourself for anybody else but you. Not even for your career. But if that's the career of your heart and your dreams, you might have to make some adjustments to your outer appearance so people get to know what your work is really like. In salons, you can tell by a person's work on how they appear themselves. I've been in the salon business for 20 years. And usually, if you want a funky spiked look, you might go to a person with a funky spiked haircut that their outer appearance show who they really are. Me being a conservative stylist, I did a lot of conservative women. Conservative women who didn't take risks or anything like that, but they wanted to have a nice, clean business look. So I would say, don't change your appearance for anybody else but you. We have all experienced different issues and bouts with self-esteem in our lives, even if it was growing up, even if it was as an adulthood. But the Word of God says that we are His masterpiece. That's how God sees us, through His eyes. But unfortunately, we're not all looking with God's eyes. And God doesn't need any help. But if it does boost your self-esteem, try getting a makeover. You can always go back to what you look at. Take subtle changes to improve and update your look. Plastic surgery is usually the last option, but it is an option. And that concludes my speech of persuasion, and a little makeup goes a long way.